what point in your career did you realize your voice or your laugh was going to become a thing?
I don't know. I think it's always, people have always made fun of my laugh, and ever since I was young, it's something people mocked, and so it was never surprising that it was something people kind of flagged, I guess you would say, and yeah, I guess from also early on in my career, people would always ask me if I auditioned for voiceover or did voiceover work, and then I started doing it as a result of people asking me if I did that. and I've been in quite a few animated movies over the years, and so yeah, it just seemed like something, and I've always enjoyed doing it, honestly. I like being in a recording booth and not having to deal with other actors on a face-to-face level.
So then I almost have to think, if you grew up and people made fun of you for your voice, now they're going to be sitting on a bus and your voice is going to come over the loudspeaker and they're probably just going to groan and regret making fun of you.
Exactly. In a way, this is both an incredibly wonderful thing for me to do, and if you don't like me, it's a wonderful way to get revenge on you.
Seth, how did you come to land on that? Were you entirely serious with your initial offer?
I was 100% serious. Yeah, I instantly thought it would be a wonderful idea, and I had just been in Vancouver a few days earlier, and had just been taking the Canada line around, and so and I had a hard time buying a. I was a little confused, but it's probably my fault. But I did be and so I thought oh, not only would it be nice, not only is this something I use, and it's something that perhaps it would be nice if I personally had more guidance with.
So then, the public only know what happened during the initial tweet exchange back in May, and then yesterday's announcement. So in between those tweets being exchanged and yesterday's news, what happened in between? What were those conversations like, and how did everything else fall into place?
I really instantly made it clear that I would just do whatever they wanted and try to make it as easy for everyone as humanly possible, really. I hoped that we could add, I guess you would say editorial panache to the messages themselves, and they were very open to that, and we went back and forth just directly, kind of working on the specific messages, and it was something I really wanted to do, and I was enthusiastic about doing it, and so I made it just as easy as possible for everyone to actually make it happen, really.
Seth, you've talked a lot about taking public transit when you're home. You could very well afford a car or a private driver, so why public transit? Where's the enthusiasm for that come from?
I do have a car. It's just because the traffic in Vancouver is terrible, and I don't like dealing with it. And Los Angeles does not have good public transit, and so when I'm in a city that allows me to get where I want to go without getting in a car, I'm thrilled to jump on that opportunity. And I happen to live very close to a subway stop downtown, so it also just is very easy for me to hop on it,
What's your biggest transit pet peeve then?
It's I do think people putting their bags on seats is lame, and their feet on seats is not nice, I would say. I think that's something that you see people sitting in the seats that are reserved for elderly and disabled people when they themselves do not need those seats is something that bothers me as well.
Seth, yesterday during the whole thing, your friend and fellow comedian and actor Nathan Fielder jumped in and volunteered to voice announcements for Vancouver Airport. Do you think that'll happen, or who else do you think you might be able to wrangle into doing something similar?
I hope so. That would be amazing if he did it. Nothing would make me personally happier than to get off the plane and hear Nathan Fielder's voice welcoming me to Vancouver. Yeah, I think only people that went to Point Grey High School should do all announcements for all transportation in Vancouver.